Some of us guys on the team, we had leased a farm on River Road up along the Ohio River in Livingston County. And we had gotten the lease within just a couple days of season starting. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to scout and learn the property, but we put out plenty of trail cameras and was getting several good bucks. I remember in particular there was a real good 9-pointer that I wanted. And so muzzleloader season was coming up, and it was 2 days before that Saturday opener of early muzzleloader season. I went up to the property, it was in corn, and I'd sit there on the corner of the field and was just going to glass and see what came out. And the sun had set, it was getting that right time. And a couple does came out from across the street, I noticed. They weren't coming out of the woods of the crop field, they were coming and crossing the road and coming out into the field. And then right before dark, a couple bucks came out, and one of them was that nice 9-pointer that we had pictures of on camera, and the other was an 8 with some splits. And it was pretty interesting noting where they had crossed the road and come off that ridge to feed in the corn. So I had a feeling of where I wanted to be at that evening of muzzleloader season opening. So that Saturday came, and I had noticed on the weather that there was going to be a wind switch at around between noon and 2. And I had a feeling that these deer were bedding on that ridge for more of a southerly wind. And so at around noon, the wind switched out of the west, and I knew I had the opportunity to climb this big ridge and get in position for hopefully a good movement that evening. And so I put the stand on my back, and I hiked up this mountain and found a little tree to get my stand in, and I got nestled in. And I felt like I got in there clean. I didn't scare any deer off or anything, and so it felt good. I don't know how long later, but this old coyote come through making a ruckus. So I got a little bit of film of him, and he circled around and then ended up coming back through again, of course. But I stuck tight, and a little bit, it wasn't even getting prime time yet. As a matter of fact, I remember Matt and Chad telling me that they heard me shoot as they were going into the blind for the evening hunt. So it was a little bit earlier in the evening. But anyway, he come up the opposite side of that ridge I climbed, just right in my face, and walked right within bow range. So it was a chip shot. But that was the very first hunt of my 22 season. I was pumped. It worked. The plan worked. You know, you see him, you see what they were doing, most recent information, you notice that, oh, they were probably bedded up here because of this wind. It makes sense over food. And so you've got that wind with the switch that comes in, get in there. And I was so pumped. For the plan to come together like that, you know, you get the idea, you think you know what they're doing, and then to just act on it and then have it play out the way it did. So we started 22 off really nice. And then, you know, what goes up must come down.